Okay, I'm going to be doing this video a little bit differently than I normally do, because normally I would do my low, high, and act of kindness, talk about what happened last night, and then do my NFL picks. But I feel that I really should save the most important stuff for last for today, because what I have to say is very important. So I'll get to my NFL picks first. I'm right now 1-1 for the playoffs. I was right about the Chiefs winning. I was wrong about the Texans winning. So there you go. As for the two games today, obviously I'm picking my Dallas Cowboys. And, man, this is a tough one. I think I'll say, I think the Rams are going to get it done. I really do. I think the Rams are gonna win. I think so. But they must be. There's a siren going by. They must be mad that I picked. They must be mad that I actually picked the Rams. Okay. So yeah, those are my NFL picks. I got the Cowboys and the Rams. Now, one moment, please. Figured I would dress a little bit more appropriate for this video. And actually, it's kind of, in a way, it's very fitting that I'm wearing this shirt, because I just got it for Christmas, but there's actually some pretty big significance to the kind of shirt that I'm wearing right now. So before I begin talking about what happened last night, I should say that obviously my low is the fact that last night was so wonderful, and frankly I wish it didn't end. My high is I had an absolutely wonderful time. And my act of kindness I'm going to save for a little bit later in this story, because it would be appropriate to do it that way. So a year ago, the Horseheads Elks came up with the tradition of a night to gLOWE. Now, last year, I made the resolution I was going to go out and do more stuff and see more people, but I didn't go to this last year. Reason being was because I had no idea that it was going on. Safe to say that whoever was in charge of promoting the event and marketing did not do a very good job. Not to mention, from what I saw, everyone who went there had a wonderful time, and believe me, I felt horrible about that. Way to make a guy feel left out. So naturally, I was going to make absolutely sure that I would go to a night to gLOWE this year, which was last night, and so I went. And I had a wonderful time. Not everything went according to the way I wanted, because last year there was a certain someone who went, but this person wasn't there this year. But that's fine. The important thing is I really did have a good time regardless. Then again, that is due in part to a wonderful group of people that I will be getting into momentarily. So the reason why a night to gLOWE was made was because it was in dedication to several people. One such individual was a man by the name of Blide. Now, I actually never met Joe. In fact, he passed away from a form of leukemia about a month before I got to know his family, the Blide family. And at this point, you guys know the story. July 29th was the absolute worst day of my life, it felt like. Literally the next day, one of Joe's relatives, specifically one of his cousins, called me or messaged me and invited me to go to her son's second birthday party. And the rest is history. The last 6, and you know, it's funny. A friend of mine posted something along the lines of, in 6 months, you're going to be regretting and making excuses, or you're going to go out and do something to make it happen. It hasn't quite been 6 months yet, but I can most definitely say that I definitely fall under the latter. Because I did go out a lot, and believe me, I made a lot of things happen. You know, going to country music concerts, singing karaoke, seeing people, you know, that was wonderful. But make no mistake, I couldn't have done quite a bit of that without the help of being surrounded by people who lifted me up rather than bring me down. And the Blide family did exactly that. You know, I just mentioned Joe Blide's cousin's son's, actually I think I'm making this goes to, second birthday party. You know, that was the Blide family. The Halloween party I went to, that was the Blide family. Going out trick-or-treating, the Blide family. The time I saw my friend's gender reveal, I was watching it with members of the Blide family. The party that another party that was illegal was actually it was Joe's sister's 30th birthday, and I was about to leave illegal. A bunch of them walk in, and you know, I mean, needless to say, when a bunch of women ask you or flat out tell you to go party with them, you say yes to that, no question. But again, that was the Blide family. The 2 birthdays I went to in the beginning of December, that was the Blide family. All the gifts I got for my birthday when I went to Libs, that was the Blide family. And I mentioned this before, but as I was pulling out each and every, I must have like 7 or 8 different forms of certificates and gift cards. My mom was like, wow, this family must really like you. Well, they do like me, but I can tell you for a fact that the Blide family is a group of people who go above and beyond for the people they care about. So, going to a night to gLOWE was definitely to redeem myself for not going last year. But going in dedication of, you know, Joe Blide, that made it all the more special. And, you know, I got to sit with them, had a wonderful time. Actually, before I continue, I also want to say to the men and women at the Horseheads Elks who put on that event and made it possible, your hard work and accommodations did not go unnoticed. You know, they're greatly appreciated. So thank you. You know, the food you guys made was wonderful. You know, you were great at giving, you know, the free water and lemonade and iced tea and something called elk punch, which is essentially cranberry juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, and ginger ale. That was very good. You know, the food you guys had for dinner was great. You know, fresh bruschetta, cheese, crackers, and pepperoni. The dinner was a salad, baked ziti, chicken and biscuits, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, and corn. For dessert, there was cookies and cupcakes. All wonderful. You know, you guys should be very proud and happy with everything you did. Again, your hard work did not go unnoticed, and it's greatly appreciated. So thank you. And just being in that environment alone, being surrounded by the Blide family, who I don't know how or why, but they accepted me as one of their own. So cool, I'm not already Blide. That's awesome. It was actually funny because the night before I was made an honorary member of another family, and then the very cousin who invited me to her son's second birthday party was like, as long as we're number one. And I'm like, I don't play favorites. And then she's like, okay, we're not playing favorites either. Yeah, needless to say, this particular cousin is a boss, and we respect the boss, okay? Okay. But on a serious note, though, we got to the point where, we're saying speeches, thanking everyone for being here, bringing everyone together. And then Joe's widow said, some words about who Joe was and, what one of the organizations that this was benefiting was called the Be the Match. See, believe it or not, Joe's form of leukemia is, I forget how it was worded, but it's that kind of cancer where like certain genetic mutations can actually be treated upon, but Joe himself didn't actually match that. So there's an organization called Be the Match where people will donate their own bone marrow to help save the life of another person. As well as the fact that Joe's little sister, who I mentioned earlier, who celebrated the 30th birthday that I went to, donated some of her own bone marrow for, stem cells. And through it all, Joe got to live another 3 years. That means 3 years more than he got to spend with his wife and his two wonderful children, who I have met, and I can assure you they are just the sweetest little kids ever. Sorry, it was a really wonderful night. Well, I didn't think I was ever going to cry about this, but holy cow. It was just an overall wonderful night of music and dancing. And actually, again, regarding the Horseheads Elks who put on the event, the original musical guest who was supposed to do the music canceled because their lead singer got sick. So they got a DJ. Again, these are wonderful, very resilient people who work at the Elks. And again, hard work does not go unnoticed. It was greatly appreciated. So thank you for the wonderful evening. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is a mug, a beer holder. So it's interesting because I never knew Joe himself, but apparently, like me, he had an affinity for red flannel. I actually just got this shirt for Christmas. It's actually one of my favorite shirts, actually. It's one of my new favorite shirts, and it turns out he actually wore a red flannel shirt all the time, too. Although from what I've seen, his red flannel shirt had more blue in his than mine. I have more black. He is more like navy blue. But, style recognized style, So, regarding Joe's widow and two children, one of them actually performs in a youth cheerleading, and she went to a competition yesterday, and her team got first. I knew I wanted to do something really special. So, and by the way, what I'm about to say is my act of kindness. And I know at these cheering competition events, they sometimes cheerleaders get flowers. So I knew I had to get flowers. And I was planning on going to, probably, Weiss or something to get like a little bouquet of flowers. Actually, probably two bouquets. One for, Joe's daughter and one for, his widow. But it turns out I went to church before I went to the event. And there was a whole bunch of poinsettias that they were giving away. So I got like the biggest, nicest looking bouquet of poinsettias I could find. And I gave them to Joe's widow and her two kids. Her two kids weren't there. They were being babysat. I mean, this was a late event. Joe's kids are like, I think, 10 and 8, so I know it's Saturday night, but kids shouldn't be up late, even on Saturdays. Believe me, when I was a little kid, I was once yelled at for being up at 9:30 on a Saturday night, which, is a bit ridiculous, but again, rules are rules. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This really was just a wonderful evening. I don't think this night could have been any better if... I do not see how this night could have been any better. I really don't. It was a great place, the Elks is. The food was wonderful. Being surrounded by members of the Blide family who are the nicest people on the face of the earth. So, guess I don't really know how much else to end this other than to Joe's wife and two wonderful children. I hope this finds you all well. It's very clear that, Joe's impact is going to last forever. In fact, no matter what, you didn't need to hear this from me, but he's always with you guys, no matter what. Although, it's kind of interesting. Joe passes away, and then a month later, I become a member of the Blide family, almost, or pretty much. Maybe he's doing something up there. Could be. So again, to Joe's widow and two wonderful children, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for a wonderful evening. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you enjoyed the flowers I gave you. And, yeah. Whew, I'm getting a little emotional here. I don't think I need to say this, but last night has been the best night so far this year. That and Scat and Sketty, which was also the Blide family. So, it's pretty obvious. I can tell you that the Blide family is practically everywhere. Whether it's an actual member or pretty much honoring members, and trust me, there's a lot of them. It's like I've been saying, if you're having Blide problems, I feel bad for you, son. There's like 99 cousins and they all are fun. Yeah, this was a wonderful evening, to say the least. I've done enough. Well, it's funny, I was a little worried, because here's the thing. Two of Joe's cousins actually gave me permission to actually say their names on camera, but I didn't quite want to break the rules, so that's why I've been saying the Blide family. Sort of meet them halfway, if that's okay. Again, I've explained this before, but the reason why I don't name names is because when I started making videos, the Me Too movement just exploded. Kind of like the snow outside right now. Wow, I better be careful when I drive. So, yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. That's why I know. But rest assured, the Blide family has been absolutely wonderful to me for the last almost 6 months, and I have a very strong suspicion that, they're going to be good to me for ever at this point. Yeah. Again, I know I've said this enough, but once again, to the Elks, thank you for the wonderful evening. To the Blide family, and especially Joe's widow and 2 wonderful children, I hope this finds you well, and thank you for just being so friendly and warm and kind. And I could never, ever really thank them enough for your kindness. Thank you all enough for your kindness. Thank you. Suffice to say that I am beyond humbled that I made this video for any of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. And I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful, yet albeit snow-filled day. Wonderful Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, and I actually said this to Joe's widow last night before I left, but if you need anything, or you want to talk, I'm definitely here. You need only ask. Thank you.